Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. Around with the rhythm, it's a sound. The rhythm, it's a sound. With the rhythm, it's a sound. The rhythm, it's a sound. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down.
Welcome back to Diaries of Luno and Lamont. I'm Lamont. Come here, up, 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 up. Luno. So this is part 2 of the how I got into van life. So at this point, we are on the way to Orlando. We are living life. We're in our first apartment. We're experiencing things, tragedies happening, living through the daily challenges of life. Very much living life. You know, sometimes we have to take a moment to recognize that somebody actually went through this experience. But I'll have more on that later. I'm finally going to just jump into the actual van aspect, which is what this is really all about. So like I said in the previous video, it didn't just start with the idea of getting a van. It started with a plethora of other things, including like exploring the idea of getting an RV first, getting land, or maybe putting a dome home on it. I have a few videos on like what that search was like when it came to like looking for land. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start playing some of those videos, and this past version of me hopefully should explain himself well enough. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna do a quick voiceover real quick, just because I was being so bad with recording everything up to this point. But here I am talking to a bunch of different people on Facebook Marketplace with RVs in the area. Finally found one. There's a few good prospects, but I was able to go out an hour and a half and check out this one. So I just left the RV, and I think I like it. I should have been better about recording my first impressions of the place, not only for this video, but for just so I can have reference every time I'm thinking back and I want to look back and make sure that I saw something right, or noticed something, or thought about something that I wouldn't have been looking for. But like I said, I think I like it. So the next steps now would be to figure out how loans would work from my banks for the pieces of land that I'm looking to buy. And then for those pieces of land, I need to get in contact with the realtors, need to discuss the regulations for that piece of land, and actually go out to look at it, see if it's a good place that I would want to be. So lots to do. I'll try my best to record as much as I can through that process. And if you're anything like me, then this can kind of confuse you. It can be as complicated as figuring out taxes for the first time. So here's a little look at what this might look like. I just went to like a random bank account. You just go onto their page, look for something about loans. Some of them will do land loans. Some of them won't. If they don't do a land loan, and if you want to go with this specific bank, then you can maybe look at personal loans. The best advice I can give from there is just to give them a call. Calling them as soon as you can is going to be the best route. When it comes to looking at the land, where you want to start is going to your county clerk. You can call them, email, try and make an appointment on their website. But once you do get into contact with somebody, you might get an email or something that's giving you information like this. Here specifically, they gave me 2 different options. Like if I'm planning to build out like a normal home for a family, then I would look at the top half. Or if I was trying to build something like a mobile home, then they're giving me options here. But I didn't have all this information by the time I was actually out looking at the land, so let's resume while I was doing that. All right, so I am on the way to check out a house and 2 properties that I'm interested in. This one property for sure is $40,000. It's the most expensive one that I'm interested in, but it's 0.38 acres, and it's all just vacant land, just natural native land. And it's close enough to everywhere that I'll be interested in traveling on a regular basis, such as UCF and my job. So, and it's also close enough to downtown, which I don't see myself going there too often, but at least that's there. Like, I like it out here, but I don't really know what the property for sale would be. Like, there's no landmarks, there's no flags, there's nothing going on to let me know that this is how big my property would be. I'm so confused. Oh, there's water back there. Oh my God. It looked a little bit dry out here, but nice to know there's water somewhere around here. Look at that. Oh my God. How do we, oh my God. Oh my God. I just found some more. I couldn't get back there, but I just found some more water on the way back. This looks a little bit closer to my property. That's actually a little bit too close, or what would be my property. But yeah, that looks like it'll be a little bit too close because I don't want to be on a wetland. I don't think you can do anything on reserved wetlands. So yeah, this has got to be it. So the neighbors just called me over. I had a nice conversation with them. It's a sort of a love-hate conversation because they were awesome people, but it kind of like gave me a reality check. Like I could almost cry how difficult this is going to be. Like apparently I have to buy 2 lots just to put a trailer on there, like a camper on there, and 5 lots to build a residential house. So it gets much more complicated than just trying to buy a lot of land and put an RV on it, which I already knew there's a possibility, like I said earlier, that I might not be able to put an RV on it. But for it to be that complicated where I literally, oh, not even that, I need to, the road is technically closed, so like I need to spend thousands of dollars just to get it up to standard and then get it permitted. Then I can kind of do the things that it takes to be able to put an RV on there and get electricity and plumbing and stuff like that on there. All of that on top of the fact that there's wetlands and rivers and stuff like that around here. Like I said, there was that water that was making me think I might not be able to do something because it's so close to the water, because you can't do anything on wetlands. But I don't know, man. I ended up checking out a few more places, and it just wasn't really giving me the vibes. Plus, to go back to that email, let me show you. Like the summary that they sent me, they never actually said anything about like an RV, which is what I was asking for. They said something about the mobile home here, but I'm pretty sure they consider a mobile home one of those like mobile trailers that you can buy and they just ship to you and they put on the land. Because if you see here, they're actually requiring even more acreage, 2 acres versus the half an acre of the single family residence. So I was just like, all this back and forth and trying to get a hold of people was actually just getting a little too annoying. So I'm pretty much just gonna go with the van idea, the Class B van. And so now we get into the actual like researching the van. We're trying to figure out what it means, how all this works. We're getting into van life. So I started going to a bunch of different dealerships, checking out vans, getting to know them, seeing what I liked, what I don't like, how tall it needs to be, how much it's going to cost. Actually, before I did all of that, I'm looking for something. Where's the recording? You know, I was on the internet looking through everything and trying to figure out what's like, look at all these tabs I had going on. What I ended up figuring out was that van life pretty much comes down to the Ford Transits, the Mercedes Sprinters, or the Dodge or the Ram ProMasters. Something happened with Dodge, I think around 2015 or something like that. It used to be Dodge, but then it turned into Ram or something like that. So this chassis, which is like the frame that a van has, you know, all these types of vans are chassis. When you're looking through, it might be called an actual like Dodge, if it's older than 2015 or something like that. Pro tip from me, personal like life experience, the Ram ProMasters actually seems to be a somewhat common problem with those transmissions breaking off and completely needing to be replaced, which is the only reason why it cost me so much money, almost $10,000, is because people need those parts to get their transmissions replaced. And so they're like skyrocketing the price because they're just so freaking valuable. And this is happening pretty often. It's a pretty huge deal if it happens to you. But if you're safe about driving, if you come to a complete stop every single time that you go from forward to reverse or reverse forward or whatever, then you should be fine, because that extra stress isn't going to be you're never going to stress it in a way that is going to knock that transmission off. But that is definitely something to be aware of, because that was a huge deal for me, and I'm still like paying for it to this day. Keeping it in the forefront of your mind. But on with that, now I end up talking to this guy who has a Ram ProMaster in Texas, and during this whole time I was also trying to, figure out how much I'm going to afford and seeing how much I can sell my car for. I checked out the Kelly Blue Book, Carvana, and I actually went to CarMax. Had to make an appointment. I went in, and then they gave me this quote within like 30 minutes. Sold my car for $16,000. Had to go get it clean for the buyer and everything. That's just proper etiquette. But then you have to figure out everything about your titles. You have to, a lot of the cars nowadays, they only have access to like an electronic title. But you go to like your state DMV online, and then you can just like pay like $2 or so and then get it mailed to you. So just be aware of that. You want to do that like at least 2 weeks ahead of time, just so you can have that title on hand and get it signed over. And then you take that to the DMV with the bill of sale and everything, fill out your paperwork, and just be safe about that. You can look that stuff up. What am I talking about here? This seems to be like the day before move out day, and I was talking about everything and hadn't gotten the van yet or made any major moves towards the van, but I was kind of getting ready. I was getting rid of a bunch of my stuff and setting myself up where I needed to be in like a month-to-month contract with my roommate that I was with here, but he was moving somewhere else, so I was going to live with him for a few more months wherever else. So I was pretty much confirmed with the truck from the guy, the small dealership in Texas, and so I went ahead and bought an airplane ticket to fly out there and go, bring and drive it back. So I set everything up there. Funny enough, true story. I was there at the airport, ready to go, waiting, sitting there, doing my homework, and I look up. I saw a plane that was right outside my window, and it was moving. I was like, yo, that looks kind of weird. Like, shouldn't that be like my plane? Like, I should be leaving right about now, or like we should be boarding. And apparently I had just got so zoned into my homework, my schoolwork, that I missed the where they were calling everybody on board. And so I was there literally watching my plane leave, and I had to like pay $90 to get another plane. I don't know if it was like the next day or the next week. True story. Crazy stuff. I had some thoughts on school. I was trying to share some stuff about school, but I think at this point it's dead. I don't want to give school any more of my attention. No, it's good. It would be good to put in there, but I'm just not seeing it fitting into this video. Really wanted to share some of my life. Like, I might still add some of this stuff in there just because I wanted to be somewhere in some of these diary videos, just so I can look back at some point in life and just be like, okay, yeah, this is going on, but like, what was my life like? Like, what was I doing? So I might still add that to the end of the video here. So if that's the case, let me just, I guess, play some of these videos of like what it was like from the point of here, where I missed the flight. All right, here we go. So I missed my flight. You might be able to imagine what I might be going through right now. All right, here's my baby. Here's my baby. I'm in Texas. Oh shoot, hold on. Let me do this whole very quick. You know what I'm saying? Okay, got that. What do you call that? Temporary license plate. Got bill of sale. Certificate of title or something like that for him. All that good stuff. He just left. I didn't record anything before now, so I'm gonna just have to tell the story and live to tell the tale. Anyway, got a bunch of stuff in here that I might be able to sell. I'll get rid of that. Maybe like between $1,000 and $2,000 out, I might be able to get. Drives good. I drove it over here to good old Chase Bank. Made a direct transfer to his account. Almost a full tank of gas. Trying to set me up. Can't wait to clean this baby out, get her gutted. But here we go.
back to Florida. 14-hour drive, I believe. Oh, I gotta put this on the back. It's a license plate. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all. I gotta charge my phone. I just got my first classic knock on the door from a security guard in VanLife. It's an oldie but a goodie, but it was good. He was just redirecting me for where I can park overnight. Even though it's not really allowed here, it's like, well, if nobody's enforcing it, I'm not taking it serious. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's do it. It's really nasty back here, but we're gonna have to make it work for a few hours just so I can get some rest and then get back on the road. I just got to Mississippi and then found a rest stop. Lock it up. Yeah, just got to Mississippi, found a rest stop. Got here. I'm gonna just sleep for like 3 or 4 hours and then hit the road again. I got 4 hours left of driving. Hit Tallahassee, spend a little time there with some friends and family, get some stuff situated, and then head down to Orlando for another 5 hours. But you know, this is the life, baby. I feel good. This is awesome, exciting. This is very exciting. And then replaced her with this baby. I actually really like it. I like this ProMaster versus the Transit I was looking at. Appreciate you coming along, helping me out with everything. Leaving my baby. Oh, can't see it from here. Too late. I suck at videoing. No, I'm not. I'm coming for you, baby. I'm a great YouTuber, and there she is. Just got back from my man G. He's my detailer, my local detailer. He cleaned my last car before I sold it, and you saw what it was like before. But he just helped me take this whole thing down and get some of the screws that were stripped out, that was holding the floor down. And so he just helped me out with a bunch of that. And G's awesome, man. And he gave me a quote for kind of like cleaning. He'll be able to take care of everything. Cleaning a lot of the oil residue that's still left over even after the pressure washing. He'll be able to like get some of this paint off of the lights and stuff like that. The stickers that are on the side. And he's gonna clean up under here, of course, for me. This is like glued down, so I'm gonna have to like really pull that out. He helped me to figure out how to take this thing down, and he just did it. I went over there to get a quote for him for Saturday when he cleans my car, and he said I can come out there and kind of be with him while he's cleaning it out and just really get to know my vehicle. So I think being a part of that process is really important. He said he's also an electrician, so he'll be able to help me a little bit of figuring out what's going on with this electrical going on right here. There's literally an outlet in there, but it doesn't seem like it's live. But it is something else is connected to the battery up there. Anyway, so yeah, he told me tear this down. I already got a picture of it. I've got the screws safe. I'm gonna try and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Otherwise, I guess I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
I didn't really record any of that process besides this little time lapse here, but after that, I was ready to go ahead and start putting my stuff in there to move on to the next apartment that I would just be in until the van is like ready to actually move into. But once I'm able to do something with the TV and get the mattress off the floor with the dog cage up under there, like the rest of that stuff there is all of my belongings. So like I hardly have anything. I'm ready to do this van life thing. But here I'm finally at my last apartment and I'm finally starting to actually build the van out. And some pretty standard stuff. I went with a pretty normal route, just getting some sound deadening material, the kill mat there. And then with the insulation, I went with the 3M Thinsulate. So instead of spending a bunch of time researching there, I would just go with these standard materials. From here, I think I'll just end the video and put together a little sequence of my experience in or around Orlando.
She got a body, ayy, and she been calling me daddy lately. Want me to put her in Cartier's. I missed that on camera.
So, the morning after, how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling magnificent. Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Heading to breakfast. Beautiful. Look at that.
And the deserve it. Put in work for the money she earn it. Give me top every night lip service. Never gotta block these she work.
Ronnie boy in the flesh.
Abu Dhabi with a bad look like Skybree, ooh, right beside me in the phantom off that body, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad look like Skybree, ooh, right beside me in the phantom off that body, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad look like Skybree, ooh, right beside me in the phantom off that body, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad look like Skybree, ooh, right beside me in the phantom off that body, yeah. Show her dance or whatever, my fans got a band, so she independent, got a land truck, don't need no man, but I'm man up for that. Put it on camera, she a freak, no, I can't handle it. When I'm pulling up in that phantom, I gotta put it running in Niagara. Turn my dog, the real shit, I'm all right, like I'm a beast, show me my mouth, my teeth, with me in the streets, ooh. Say I breathe, hit me in my DM, I've been trying to meet up and see you. I'll fly you out to Abu Dhabi, with a bad bitch look like Skybree, ooh. Beside me, in the phantom of that blue, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad bitch look like Skybree, ooh. Right beside me, in the phantom of that blue, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad bitch look like Skybree, ooh. Right beside me, in the phantom of that blue, yeah. Abu Dhabi with a bad bitch look like Skybree, ooh. Right beside me, in the phantom of that blue, yeah.